Welcome to Module 8. In this module, we'll be looking at visual design and high-fidelity interfaces. So you'll be learning about how to create a style guide, which is like a guideline for your application, which includes colors, typography, and spacing. How to build high-fidelity designs from your low-fidelity wireframes, and how to design and use components and variants in Figma for consistency.
So in this section, we'll be creating reusable components. So components are pieces of elements or combinations of elements that are meant to perform a specific task or specific role or specific function in your interface, in your application, in your design. So take a look at this. This is an input field. We are all familiar with what an input field is. It's where you input text, you add attachments, things like that. So I would always say it's best to know what your component will be doing, where it recurs across the system, and what states it will be presented as. So for an input field, it's always best to write out, so for components in general, it's always best to write out the states that you would like your component to be in before you start creating it. So for this input field, we would like to have an active state, an inactive state, a active typing state, oh wait, no, let's just name this a typing state. Let me just write typing. Then you would like to have a field state. So let us create this. So to create a component, you need to come to your properties menu and click on this create component item. Then to create a variant of your component, you add variant. So for an active state, this is going to be what it's going to be. So that's default. Active is most likely default. Let me just change this to default so it's not confusing. Default. So default state. So I'll name this component. So it's automatically named by Figma as default. So next we'll go ahead to create an inactive state. So inactive is usually grayed out. So we'll change the color to gray. Our gray seems too dark actually, so I might take it up, or let me just give it D3 or E. Okay, so our text, this text also gray. So it looks like it's not working. So now we'll go ahead to create our next component, which is the typing component. So this component is actually in an active state, an active mode. So we'll change the stroke to something active. We'll change this text to an active color. So when you are typing, you are not likely seeing any text, so you are seeing a pointer. So all these things, you have to walk through them in your mind to ensure that you're coming up with the right information. So to contrast, so I'm going to leave this grayed out because, well, this is meant to be the active typing area. Then next, create the next one, which is the field. So you are done typing field information. So here you have filled something, then we go back to default, somewhat default. So the information has been filled. So yes, and that's how you create your button, your input field component. So we'll be going ahead into our next component, which is the card component. So let me bring this here. So a card is usually an information, so it holds information. So we would be creating this by first adding an image here. So this is a fresh foods market application. So that would inform the kind of image we would put. So you come to your color field bar and then you select image. So you have to look, this is gradient, this is a pattern, and this is image. So you upload from your computer. So see, I have some images here, so I'll select one. So I'll call this, so this is meant to be, so if you enter here, you would, so you would come here and impute a name. So instead of that, we'll call it freshly cut bowl. So it's longer than the cut, so I might reduce the size of the image and bring these guys in a bit. Freshly cut bowl. So I need to make this in based on our style guide, right? So I'll come here, body text to freshly cut bowl. Is that what I'm going to use? So you have to ensure that you are maintaining hierarchy. So freshly cut bowl, price, and based off of importance, right? You need to just select what it is that. So let me just impute the price first. So $32.3. Description: a bowl of freshly cut vegetables for quick soups. So this is going to be the description, so I can make this very small. So in terms of hierarchy, take this here to merge with that. I can make this a bit larger so that it's more prominent on the page. It's a little deep, but I think it communicates what I needed to. So here's our card. So we need to also add a border, a proper border around it. Here is how you edit your corner radius. So make this 8. Can always make it whatever number you have in terms of. So then you can also add an effect to it, like a shadow. of sorts. And that's how you create a card.